Hello and welcome everyone. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right-hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a word and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started. Can you hear me? All right, I think we're live. Is everybody here? Uh-oh, my computer's acting weird already. Hopefully we're gonna have an okay stream today. I've already had to mess with my internet, and now my computer's giving me a message. So yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment. And I've started some music on my phone, but now it's not playing, so I don't know what that was doing. Weird. Okay. Yay! We are live! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pardon me, I am probably going to be blowing my nose a little bit. Pardon me, because I'm still sick. I'm not as sick. I'm just annoyingly sick. I get some Termex. Yeah, it's been interesting. No bills in the mail today for you, Robin. Let's move something around. So how is everybody? I hope you're well. I hope you're much better than I am. Hey, Ada. Hey, hey. Julie, Robin. I think I saw Roseanne. Hello. I've been sick. I went on a little vacation the beginning of this year, and I got home, and the night I got home, I was sick. I was sick with head congestion and blowing my nose, and it was just not very pretty. And Henry's got it. He's really bad, though, still. He's still coughing and having to blow his nose. Oh, good. I'm so glad. So glad to have you here, Clemens Crafts. Yay! So I'm still messing with messing with my nose. Taking my medicines. So how about y'all? Vanessa. Okay, perfect. Clemens Crafts is Vanessa. Maybe Robin will make a note of that for me. Clemens Crafts is Vanessa. So I know who you are. So, because I haven't felt well, and because I was on vacation, and because I'm just, apparently a deadbeat crafter, I didn't get a journal made, and we're not going to make a journal today. I thought it would be kind of fun to use some of our mixed media papers that I've been creating. If you followed me here recently, oh, thank you, Roseanne, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been doing some gel printing, and I did some, pardon me, some mixed media papers. Just trying to use up my book pages that I have. Glad you go away in your own car. So I wanted to show maybe some folios that we could make. Okay, and you make your. Well, we did drive our own car to the cruise ship, but I think part of that is, when we go south, both Henry and I have really bad allergies. And so when we start changing, like, it's almost like as soon as we get over the state line, we'll get the sniffles, we'll sneeze a couple of times and have to blow our nose. But by the end of the cruise, we were both, he was blowing his nose, and by the time I got home, I was all sick that night. So I thought, well, why not make
some little folios. You know, these could also be a mini journal. I was going to show y'all how I did that. Let me grab, yeah, let's do this paper. By putting some paper inside of it, I've got this. So this could be a journal. All I did was I've got a piece of copyright, a book page. In my case, it is approximately 7 by 10. I don't know why my phone is acting so weird. 7 inches tall by 10 inches wide. You may want it smaller if you plan to put it inside of another journal. Or maybe you want to make it where it's the same size as the cover is going to be of a journal, and you put it like in a pocket on the back or the pocket on the front, so you have it as a kind of a quick place to grab some stuff. Pardon me. So here's what we're going to do. I made on the inside, I put down some mop-up paper. I had to think about what it was called. And then I've got a piece of text weight paper that I dyed, and I dyed it using Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So what I want to do with this piece of paper is get my scissors, not my scissor, paper cutter. Oh no, that's terrible. I've had COVID, it's no fun. All right, so I'm going to trim this to be just slightly smaller than 10 inches. And I've got a bin that I put my little my strips in so I can save these. And I'm going to rotate this around and cut it at 7. Actually, this one may be different size, so I better check. All right, so this one is just a little over 7 inches. So I just cut that down. So that should be 10 and a little under 7. And I'll take this piece and fold it in half. And then this piece, I can then add more. Maybe I want to add 3 or 4 pages more. And I can sew that in. I guess this one I need to trim a little bit more. The first one that I made, I didn't really measure. I just made it. So I'm going to cut off just a smidge. And it wasn't a 10-inch piece of paper, apparently. So that's why. Okay. Hey, Jennifer, welcome, welcome, welcome. First time for you, and I've had it once. So, actually, I take that back. I got it in 2020 before everybody knew it was COVID, and then I got it in January, 2 years later, of 22. So see how that can just be popped in there, and that can become a journal page. I think I saw in this basket, I've got baskets of, was that where I saw it? It may not have been. I thought I had some composition notebook paper that I had used some Tattered Angels on. Maybe it was in this one. I've got, my room is a mess right now, and it's kind of driving me crazy trying to find things. Sigh, I know. I need to finish some projects that I've started a while ago. Well, that's not, but we could use it. And I think I'm going to use that too. So I'm going to be starting, I think in 2 weeks, I got to get my video recorded. I've got it all pulled out because I have these I have like Ziploc bags that have supplies in them. They could have a partial journal in them. Like this one's an accordion fold journal, and I've put some papers in it that I know I want to use so I can finish it because it's not quite finished. So I'm going to do some videos that are going to be completing UFOs, completing unfinished objects, okay? I thought it might inspire y'all to take some time, you know, especially when I'm doing the video and you're watching it, to pull out one of your projects that's just been sitting there for a while and finish it. Make that journal, make those greeting cards, make whatever it is, that gift you want to give to somebody. And that way you can get it out of your stash. Okay, I think I'm trying to decide which way do I want this to go. So what I'm going to do is trim this piece of paper. So, you know, what kind of projects do y'all have that you haven't finished? What have you been working on in the past? And it doesn't matter how long it's been sitting there. You know, if it's been sitting there for 10 years, let's do something with it. Even if you just go in and get rid of it because you know you're really not going to ever do anything with it, then figure it out. You're working on things too, Veronica? You had the evil kitten monster is down for its afternoon nap. Well, you wanted that cat. Lots, Julie says, lots. Yeah, so, you know, I've got one lined up. I was going through my room the other day, and I found a couple of other Ziploc bags that had stuff in them that weren't a journal, but it was supposed to be a journal. You know, I don't understand why you're doing this, computer. Maybe it would help y'all get inspired and make your own. So this is a mop-up paper that I made one time a while back. So I thought if I do kind of like this and put that in here, I may rip this one. Where would I take my ruler? That looks kind of cool, doesn't it, with the 3 layers? Love kittens, except for spiders. Don't like no spiders. Robin's like, no spiders for me. Okay, like that. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do is line these up in my little folio that I've started and paper clip it together. Use my binder clips, whatever. And you can choose to bind it just like you normally bind a journal. If you have a long reach stapler, you could saddle staple this. You could do what I'm going to do, which is go to the sewing machine. So there's our sewing lamb. Thank you, Giovanna, for the little sewing lamb. Pardon me. And I'm going to stitch down in that center. So what you could do is fold this back just a little bit because it's hard to see that line, and that's where I want to stitch on. So I'm just adding a little bit of some distress ink, and I'm going to go to the sewing machine and change it to the straight stitch. So I was going to find a scrapola of paper. We'll do this. Okay, so I'm going to change it to a straight stitch. Pardon me. I don't know if I'm helping when I trying to cover that. And I increase the stitch length a little bit I think that's what I want. No, what am I, why didn't it switch? Let me see if that's what I want. And I'm just testing it on a scrap of paper. Oh, I just realized I didn't get it to where I wanted, so. Okay, that'll work. So I kind of test it. I find sometimes my tension gets off, so I will come back down off of that a little bit. Sometimes I might tighten up my tension just a little bit. I'm trying to decide. 4 is pretty much default. And then what I'm going to do is line up my needle and just stitch like maybe 3 or 4 times. You can do a back stitch if you want. So it is kind of messy, but I'm okay with that. Do the next. I think I need to adjust some things on my machine. And then let's do it one more time. Let's do it down here. I try to sew on the line, but sometimes I get a little off. And then just pull out the paper clips, and let's come back over here. Tardy to the party. Hey, Margie, so glad to have you here. Oh, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. So you can have a few pages in it, and we've got pockets. So let's kind of make one from the get-go. That was kind of a sample I wanted to show you. So I've got a book page, and I love my glass mat, but I need to put filters over my light situation, because whenever I move a piece of paper, you see the glare of my light. So I'm cheating just a little bit by putting a couple of pieces of paper down on top of everything. Yeah, stitching it together. So what I'm going to do is I've got a bin here, and I want this over here, so I'm going to lay it right there. And I've cut up some pieces. So what I like to do is kind of look at my pieces and decide what colors do I like, what do I want to use, where, whatnot. So for example, I've got this piece here that's kind of square and small. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to start in one corner. Now, you can think about how you place your papers. These are all some kind of paper scrap that I had left over. This was an acrylic painted book page with white acrylic paint. And then I sprayed a stencil with Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, and I mopped up with this. And that's what gave us that look. This is a gel print on a book page. This is a gel print on a book page that I also sprayed with Tattered Angels in the background. So it just kind of depends, you know, what you have. This is a digital version of a, what do you call that thing? A gel print. And so I scanned them in, and I did edit, man, I did edit some videos when I was on the cruise. I don't know what my phone is acting up. It's making noises over here. And so I'm getting ready to publish those this week. So I've got them finally created into digital files. I think I got a nice little grouping here. So I'm going to start with this one, and I've just added some distress inks around the edges. Kind of did some of them before I put it in there. Some of them I did not. Hey, Cricket. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Aleene's Tacky Glue. You could also use your glue pot. This is a version of the Franken-Page idea. Pardon me. So it just kind of depends upon, you know, what method you like best for gluing down your papers. I'm trying something different today. I'm trying to put my tools back in this basket so that it's handy. So that I know where it is when I'm ready for it. All right, so I just glued one piece. So now what I'm going to do is I've got this pink piece, which I happen to cut the same width it looks like. So I know here's my line. I'm just going to take some glue and glue it on here. Or add the glue. Pardon me, I gotta get a drink. I haven't been talking a lot, so my throat gets dry, my mouth gets dry. All right, so I'm just kind of dropping it in the glue for just a moment. And then I'm butting it up against the edge of this piece and this piece. Now, if you don't want to go perfectly straight, then you can just tear them and overlap them. I kind of prefer the quilted paper look. So I've got that on here. I'm just going to take my paper cutter. I'm just lining it up. Okay. So now I have created another scrap that I can use. Oh my gosh! You know, and it's funny because I really don't create that many scraps. I end up using almost everything. I'm going to trim this one because I don't want that jagged edge. I usually use everything as I make it, so I don't end up with a lot of little scraps, but I'm trying to save them as much as I can. Okay. Okay, come right here. Add some distressing. Oh, thank you, Jennifer, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I think next week I want to do some quick journals. So I may go through my ephemera and my fussy cut pages and see what I have that I can make some quick journals. Hey Leah, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm just going to come here. This is one of these projects that you could just kind of spend some time watching TV. I have a file folder, pocket folder, I don't know what you call it, full of some pages that I made a while back in a different color scheme. And all I did was I took a basket like this and had a bunch of pieces put in it. And then I also cut some paper, so I had my paper trimmer. And I just started gluing them down to book pages and setting them aside so that when I was ready, I could cut them up to make a cover, or I could make a journal page or whatever. Okay, I like that. All right, so we've got this piece, and we have this piece, and I'm thinking maybe some stripes on the page. Although now I'm looking at it, this one seems kind of out of place. So maybe that, no, that's not the right color either. So you have to, sometimes you have to introduce and see what works better. Maybe what would work better if this was in the middle and this was at the top. And I think I want to trim this one just a smidge. So let's see what that measurement is. So that is about 2.5. So let's do 2 3/4 of an inch is what I'm going to trim this down to. All journals are fun to pet. Mini journals are fun to pet. All right, put that over there. Let's add some distress inks here. And I think this piece needs to have some distress ink on it. Well, now all of a sudden I got hot. Ugh. I had the back door open. Oreo is home today. And if you didn't know, Oreo is blind. And so he's been spending the day going in and out and in and out. It's hilarious. So sometimes you have to audition pieces. That's just what you do. Okay, I think like that. And then this one. And then just a little piece of the purple on the bottom. So I'm going to glue this piece down up here. So I just kind of do like this. Okay. I'm not going all the way to the edge sometimes. So if I do that, I'll just kind of get my book page and drop it into the glue just a little bit. And then I can slide it up into place. You could pre-cut all your pieces if you want ahead of time, but I have found that I don't always cut the right size. Okay, I got that piece in. So now I'm just going to put this one in. Okay. That up here. Use my bone folder. All right, and then do this corner. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in my bin. Throw away my trash here. Put my bone folder back in here. And then I'm going to trim this off. So I'm just going to, I'm butting it up against my paper cutter edge. I know that this is my straight edge. And then I'll just grab these pieces and pop them back into my basket for next time. Rotate this around and do that. Oh, if y'all haven't already gotten into the raffle, do so now. We're raffling off, or I'm raffling off 200 junk bucks. I'm going to turn off in the ceiling fan. Okay. And blow my nose, apparently. Whew. Okay, so we've done that part. There's nothing on the back side yet. So I think the next thing to do is to stitch around the edge, but I want to add some distress inks. I'm also kind of stalling to allow the glue to dry before I go back to the sewing machine again. All right, so I'm just going to put some distress ink around the edge. And you know, while I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to decide which portion I want to have for the front, which I think this is going to be the front. Y'all into the raffle. Let me grab from my little handy pocket here. I put some of Norella's. These are her new Victorian unicorns. And I don't know, I just kind of thought they were so pretty that I wanted to use them. And I think maybe that one. I think I like that one. So while I'm waiting on that glue to dry, let's mat this up. All right, go back in there. I fussy cut a bunch of images and put some distress inks on them so they're ready to go. I have a piece of purple cardstock here that I used earlier. So what I'm going to do is measure this piece, and it is roughly 2.5 inches. So is a 3-inch border good? I think a 3-inch border would be pretty. I mean, a 3-inch piece of paper with that border will be good. Lay this back over here. Rotate this round. And this is almost 4. If we go to 4 1/4. Oh, well, that makes it easy because then I have one of these ready for a different unicorn image. In fact, I may want to look at that. And maybe I'll just go ahead and put one together and we'll make a journal card out of it or something. All right, so I like those. I'm going to glue these together, just Aleene's tacky glue. Pardon me. I did get some rubber stamps made. We got them cut yesterday, I think is when Henry cut them for me. So I will be mounting them starting tonight and tomorrow. I didn't feel like trying to use my scissors on cutting rubber last night, so I didn't do them. But I've added a new stamp. It is a postcard stamp, and I've also added junk journal, one stamp that has both words attached together. And I made one for myself, but I didn't get a chance to mount it yet. And then I've made a few other stamps. I made some a little baby bunny, and then I made some stamp that has bunnies in little terracotta pots. So like one of them's got his head up and one of them's got his bottom sticking out of it. It's really quite cute. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch around this outside edge of these two pieces, and then I want to stitch around, here, down the middle, and these pieces, and not around the outside edge yet, okay? So let's go over to the sewing machine. Let me get a drink. Yeah, her books are wonderful. I love her books. I have a link in the description box that'll take you to one of her books on Amazon if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I just realized that I didn't have my sewing machine set for zigzag. And I get a little bit of a commission if you use my link, not much, but it also helps Norella because if you like her images, you can go over there and pick them up on Amazon, use your Amazon Prime and not have to pay shipping. Or if you order a minimum amount, usually Amazon has a special that you can get things with free shipping. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm sorry for coughing in your ears. Hoping that this week I'll get over this stuff. I'm taking antihistamines and decongestions, trying to get this stuff out of my system. And I start to cough because it starts to drain down my throat and it tickles and it chokes me. I know, gross. TMI, Linda, TMI. Hey, April, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I got one more right here. All right, and then we're gonna go around these two pieces real fast. Okay. How many of you use your sewing machines when you're working on your junk journal stuff? I set my up beside me here. It's a tight space where I have it. I have a, what I call a TV tray. It's wooden, but it's just big enough that my sewing machine can fit on it. And I have it beside me so that when I'm working at my main desk, I just have to turn right and there it is. I would love to empty my room out and reconfigure a little bit and end up pushing my desk. My desk is actually an L-shaped desk that sticks out into the middle of the room. And I would think what I want to do is move it that way, which would actually be closer to the door. Because basically when you walk in, it's kind of like a little maze that you kind of walk in and then you come down the alley and then come around like a keyhole. So I'm thinking I may want to redo that sometime soon. All right, so I got those done. If you planned ahead and you have all of the embellishments that you plan to put on your cover, you could have sewn it directly down, but I have other things that I want to put underneath. So I'm going to set those aside for a moment. Get another drink of water. Yeah, I'm starting to get rid of stuff on the other side so I can move this whole thing. And what's bad is I have to empty everything out because I'll show you. Let me move this camera. So over here, see this shelf unit? Well, that's like a credenza topper, and it rests on top of my desk. And as you can see, as I scan this up, pan it up, it is full of paper. Okay, there's a ton of paper over there that I'd have to completely take off in order to move the desk. So this is not an easy feat, none whatsoever. Yeah, I have a galleyway to her desk. Yep. Don't knock things over with your bottom. Okay, so this is ready to put something on the inside. Depending on how you're making yours, what you could also have done is if you wanted this to have that collage effect, you could glue a solid gel print over the whole thing, and then when you stitched it, it would have had all the stitch marks. That's one way to do it. What I wanted to do was to create, if wanted, some additional writing space. So I have a mop-up paper that I made a while back. I think, yeah, it's going to be more than a week long, Cricket. Because I'll have to move everything out into the living room, and Henry will not like that. Maybe that's what I should do, is have somebody come over while I'm at work and move everything. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and it's got pattern on this side. There's a little bit of a space there, so I want to glue this piece on here. So I'm just going to take my... Yeah, a month long. Robin's right. I really think it would be. Maybe that's something I'll do coming up in a couple of months, is start working on moving everything. Okay, I'm just kind of putting some glue all over. I am going to sew these outside edges, so don't worry if they're not perfect. But if you do not plan to sew, then you will want to make sure that it is well adhered to your page. Okay. The project fairy, that's what I need. I need a project fairy that just comes over and magically makes everything happen the way I want it to happen. I don't know, but I think by emptying out my room, at least the center portion of it where this desk is involved, may also help me try to look at what I actually have in here. because I'm trying to go through and use stuff that I already have. Because I've had some of these things too much. Leave $500 for the fair. Yeah, Cricket, I could see where that would be quite valuable. Yes, I could probably do that. It would be a full-time job. It's not a, and I wouldn't want to not pay somebody. I think they would deserve to be paid. All right, so, man, pardon me. I need to put some distress inks around this outside edge. And then we're going to go back to this sewing machine one more time. Be careful you don't get a Project Gremlin who hides everything. Yes, yes, yes. They would throw everything away. I understand, Janice. I know. It's like you have to have a certain amount of trust with whoever does this. I have a label maker, so they could, in a sense, you know, you take a box and you look at it and you either sort it because it needed to be sorted, you put a label on it, and then you move it aside, you know. Because my other ideas that I want to do is I've got things over here that when I was making greeting cards, I accessed all the time because I would need a piece of cardstock, I would need a piece of text weight type paper to make the card layers, and I'm not using that paper like that. I'm using more of my junk papers and occasionally grabbing a piece of cardstock. So I think moving all that cardstock from over here and putting things that I grab more often. For example, right now I have this little box with Ziploc baggies in it, and this is some fibers and thread, and this is some fabric. Like here's some embellishments. And it's sitting on the floor because I don't have a space that I could, if it was really handy, there was a spot that I could just push it up into that spot and like, oh yeah, I want those embellishments. So I just grab that little box and use what I need, and then I can stick it back up there. But right now it's on the floor beside me because I have too much crap over there. You finished what you were doing? But you never know where he put things, yeah? All right, let's go to the sewing machine. Let's stitch this. Yeah, I have a lot of things in here that I've forgotten that I've had. I've got some old books that I picked up because I wanted to use those for collage papers, but I'm really not using them the way that I thought because they're not convenient to my space. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe what I want is a small bookshelf that I could put some things on, so that those are my books that I tear my pages out of. And my current that shelf thing behind me is really too deep for that because I can put 12-inch deep almost on that shelf. And that's, pardon me, that's a waste of space to put the books there. But if I could move this whole unit a little bit more, I'm thinking maybe I can turn part of it into a bookshelf over here. I don't know. All right. This is, all right, come on, computer. You're slow. Okay, so this is the front. So I stitched all the way around the edge. And then this is the inside. And I will fold this in half. Okay. All right, so we've got this side, or we have this side that you could use for the front cover. And I was thinking that would be the front. What do you think? And because Robin's always on me about using doilies, here's a doily that I cut in half. Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I've got a little doily here. So I'm thinking that might look pretty behind there. And I've got some ribbon. I haven't converted this ribbon over to my system. So I thought, well, I could use it. And the more I use, the less I would have to convert. So what I'm doing now is I just wrapped it around and I will tie it in a bow. You could use fabric, you could use ribbon, you could use yarn, any kind of fiber type product is what I would say. And then I'll trim this. Okay. Put this back in my basket. And so now what I thought was this would get glued on here. So I'm going to add, not on there, a bead of glue on this doily. And then line this up however I want it to show. Okay. And I think I want this, do I want it in the middle? I think it kind of looks good. I mean, I know it ended up covering up this piece of paper, but I think that's okay. It's what happens. So I'm going to put glue on this outside edge and around. And put some glue here. Okay. Okay, so let's kind of put this. And then smush it into place. You like that? Thank you, Mary. Mary Kay? It is Mary Kay, right? MK, Mary Kay? Okay, I like that. Let's put this. Let's kind of get a different look at it. Like it, like it, like it. Okay, so then I stamp some words. I recycled a box because I have this little bin that I put stuff in, and so I was losing these. So I thought, well, I'll put them in here. So I've kind of just pre-stamped a few things. Maybe these aren't what you want to use. Maybe there's something else you want to use. I'm just kind of looking through them. Like this says journal. That could be pretty on there. This says always dream big. I think I kind of like that. Always dream big. So what I've done is, this was a paper sack that I cut strips into and stamped on it. And then these are the cutoffs. So whenever I print a digital image or I cut a piece of cardstock to make a journal card, if I have edges that I cut off, I save those. And then every once in a while, I'll just kind of stamp a bunch of them so I have them. You like the doily? Okay, thank you. All right, so we got always dream big. So let's see what I have in my fabric pieces. This isn't very big, but maybe one of these. What if we did put a little piece of that blue? What do you think? Just a little piece of that blue? I think so. Let's use a little piece. All right. So what I'm going to do is cut this. Do I want it to be a little bit bigger? Possibly. I know I want my fabric scissors. These were the cutoffs for making some quilt blocks. Put that back down there. Grab the glue. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the bottom here. And then we'll take this fabric and kind of touch it into that glue slightly. I may come down just a smidge so it's on that a little better. And then maybe right there. I think that'll look good. You like that? Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back side of this. Okay. How's that? All right, so we've decorated the outside, and we started the inside by adding a piece of paper, but we don't have any pockets. And I think what I want to do is grab something. Let me see if I have it up there. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. This is Robin's least favorite paper that I have in my stash. It's kind of leopard or alligator print. Alligator print. That's what I would call that. Yeah, I know it's not the prettiest, but I think what I want to do, I'm looking, maybe I could put this on top of it and make little pockets in the corners with the layers. All right, let's do that. So, first thing, I need to see how wide this piece is. So it's 4 inches wide. Do I want to go 4.5 inches? Okay. They aren't the same size, these little pieces of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and come to 2.5 inches and trim them. Alligator paper. She hates this alligator paper. I know, it's got a weird texture. We could always use the other side. All right, so if I were to put this piece over the top of it, you can still kind of see it, right? So if that was 2.5, if I make this a 2-inch strip and lay that over, and put a 2-inch strip here. Okay. Let's add some distress inks. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, it fits. All right, so let's add some distress inks here. Okay. Okay, so now, because this is kind of sticky, I don't know what you call this, vinyl-y feeling, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac, and I'll put a little glue down, and then we'll go over to the sewing machine and stitch this together. Go ahead and do this one while I got the glue out. Okay. I store my bottle upside down in a spaghetti jar that Robin gave me. This is a gel print that I'm putting on top of this. Okay. This one over here. Okay, and then I'm going to press it from the back. Okay, so I didn't put glue all the way out to the edge, so I can go over to the sewing machine. So sewing lamb, and we're going to go around this outside edge. Yeah, I know, I understand. Not everybody likes the gator paper. I had a bunch of it, so I put it in a lot of subscription boxes. So here's a way to use it. Even sewing on it is kind of weird. It has a, oh, I guess I'm out of thread. Okay, it's a good thing that I filled a bobbin before I started today, so that I didn't have to stop and wind a bobbin up. All right, go in there. Don't use your nails to pry things open. There's a phrase I heard once that says, nails are jewels, not tools. So you're not supposed to use them to pry things open or scrape things, and it's a habit you have to work on, because I have done that with my nails, use them as tools, and then have my hand slip and broke a nail and it hurt so bad. Yeah. Bah! You love the texture, Leah? It's a fun paper. Yeah, spaghetti jar cricket. It works really good. I'll show you here in a moment. There's a couple other artists online that use a jar or something like a coffee can, and they don't even put the lid on their glue. They just let it leak into their jar. Now you could put like a paper towel in there and kind of create a little reservoir that it rests in when you drop it down into your jar. So it just kind of depends on if you have the space to store it like that. Okay, got those two pieces done. So yeah, it's just a spaghetti jar, and it barely fits, but it fits down in there and it keeps it upright, and I just keep it over here to the side where I can find it. It helps a lot. Your nails are nubs. Oh, if you haven't already gotten on the raffle, do so now. Oh, I'm getting tired. Okay. Let's soldier on. So now what I'm going to do is make pockets. So I think I'm just going to center these in here. And if you want to be able to use the entire width of that pocket, you can add strips of paper. I'm not going to do that today. I think I'm just going to glue it directly down. Space, what's that? Gotta have space. So I'm just put a little bit of glue on here. I have a thread that I need to trim. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. You're so very sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to go back and read your comment because I don't always see it when the screen comes up. All right, so I put glue on the edges there. I'm going to put this right here. Okay. Glue that into place. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Vanessa. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Sometimes I like to have where the start and stop at the top. Sometimes I put them at the bottom. Sometimes I'm not paying attention, so it goes wherever it goes. I have a friend named Phoebe who hates it when I leave the thread. She wants them trimmed. She's a quilter, and she's a very good quilter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. All righty. Okay, so we've done that. I have not added any decoration in here, so maybe we'll find a stamp, and let's decorate this just a little bit. How about, what do I have here? I'm just going to grab, maybe the corner roses. I'm trying to decide what I want. I made some texture stamps. They're little hearts and stars. And I made a little, I called it a, what did I call it? A grid? I don't remember what I called it now. I think I'm going to use this one and stamp it so it kind of comes down the corner. All right, so I need a stamp block, and we'll need some archival ink. All right, y'all enter the raffle. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks. Oh, well, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. You think about going back to the nail shop and then you get gesso paint and ink on them like today? Well, I've been doing my own nails, Cricket. I posted on Facebook. I bought nails they're full nail that you can glue on. They come in different sizes. And I bought these little stands that you can stick them on temporarily, and I trim them down to what I think would be the length that I want them, because they're a lot longer than this. And then I paint them on the little stands, and then right now I have an adhesive that you press these down. You just press them on, and don't get them wet in that you don't want to wash dishes with your raw hands without gloves on them, or set in hot water, because that will release the adhesive and you can just pop them right off. Or you can glue them on with super glue or, nail glue. All right, let's pick a winner. All right, the winner of 200 junk bucks, like y'all need it, other than Vanessa needs it because she's fairly new to the live streams. The winner is Julie. Congratulations, Julie. You won 200 junk bucks. All right, so what was I going to do? I got to look in here. I still have some goodies that was given to me by the Mrs. Edmondson. Oh, let's use, that's kind of pretty. Okay, let's use those. Okay, let's put those together. All right, so what are these? These are acetate and placemat. Oh, I can't type. Okay, I think I got it. So Jennifer gave me some goodies, and this one, I think I really love this one. This is a placemat. I don't know where she got it, but isn't that gorgeous? It's a paper placemat. At least that's what I would call this. And then she gave me a bunch of acetate. These are acetate jars. So it looks like some of them have like words and some of them are completely clear. So you can glue something down and then put this over the top of it to give it appearance like it's in a jar. All right, so we'll put that over here. Okay, y'all into the raffle. All right, so I'm going to take, this is, what is this called? This one's called Leaves and Berries. So I'm going to come in from the top. And then come in from the top. Let's kind of come down the side here. So just kind of adds a little bit on the page. Let's put the rubber stamp back. All right, so then let's find something to put on here. I don't remember if I have, oh, I know what I have. What did I do with them? I fussy cut some flowers that are from Norella of Calico Collage. That one's kind of pretty. I got this one that's blue. I kind of like that. And put that in my bin. Stay, don't fall. I'm trying to decide what else I could put on there. I'm trying to keep it relatively flat. Let's put some words. I don't know, do we want to do something like that? Live your best life. Aspire to be amazing. What do you think? Do you like that? Put that there. I need a drink. I got some hot tea that's not quite so hot anymore. Yep, okay, I thought it was a placemat. It's really cool, isn't it? Okay. I could put it where it's coming out, but I don't know if I want to leave, you know, I guess you could write around it. I think I like it better with it down here. Just for the aesthetics of it. Yes, Julie says. Okay, I don't know which yes that was for. Apparently I asked way too many questions. It's funny because I ask y'all a question and I've already moved on or done it by the time y'all get to answer me. Pardon me. Okay, let's put this one over here. And then we'll put the words. Kind of put it where it's coming out there. I like it. Do you like it? Do you like it? Thank you, Julie. Oh, dear. Okay, I think this will go here. Okay. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put journal right there. Okay, I like it. We made this earlier. I think I'm going to go ahead and just pop that into the pocket so it's sticking in there. Let's make another journal card. I think this one is too big, but I have got this piece. So this was just some of the same concept that I've made before, but I cut it down to make other stuff out of it. I don't know why I just did that because this is what I want. So we can make a journal card to fit in here. Hello, Shannon. Welcome. So glad to have you here. So keeping with the true spirit of junk, this is a book page that I used, I think I used a brayer on, and brayered over it with some ivory paint. So you can still somewhat see the text, but it's not super, you know, bright. But what I'm going to do is take this piece and glue it to the back. Okay, so we'll glue this right here. Line it up, line it up. Okay, and we're going to go back to the sewing machine in a moment. So I'm going to get out the sewing lamb. Bye. But I'm going to trim this first. So I'm just going to line this up, the edge here. Save that for another day. Trim that. Okay. So I've trimmed that. Let's add some distress inks to the back side. Okay. So making our own little ephemera, if you will. I've got some more of these, so we may audition some pieces of paper. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and stitch around this outside edge. I think before I do that, I want to stamp it I've got the leaves and berries since we used it somewhere else. And since this area is kind of blank, I'm just going to stamp it across the top and maybe coming down the edge here. Yeah. So it just kind of adds a little bit to that corner. All right. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to stitch around this piece. I did get over here, didn't I? Yep. Stitching, stitching, stitching. Pardon me. Okay, this way. Okay. So this piece can go in here, okay? But we need something on top of it. So I'm just going to look. Some of Norella's images. I do have a dragonfly. I don't know if I like the dragonfly better. Flower or dragonfly? I've got a smaller dragonfly here. Maybe the smaller dragonfly or the flowers. Which do you prefer? While I poke this back in here. And you know, if I did the dragonfly, I could do "Don't forget to fly" as a saying in the bottom here. Right here. Maybe that's what I should do. Where are my stamps that I want to use? Really? Where did they go? Did I actually put them up? Ah, there they are. They were covered up. Don't forget to fly. I know I didn't pre-stamp some paper. The flower pops, and then I'm seeing dragonfly. I'm seeing both. So I'm going to look in my strips. Let's see if I can find one that I think is the right width. I think that one will work. So I'm going to take the stamp, ink it up. I see dragonfly. I see dragonfly. I see dragonfly more. All right, maybe we'll make a different one with the flower. All right, so I'm going to stamp that on my little strip. Okay, and put the stamp back on my page. Put the ink away. Grab the scissors. Okay. Got another little piece of paper we can use. Get the distress inks. The flower pops. I said, okay, it's the flower pops. But the dragonfly blends. Okay. How's that? Don't forget to fly. And then I wonder, oh, that would look good on there, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I thought I saw, whoop. I think that'll work. I've got another box that I cut up, so I think I'm going to glue that on and maybe glue a piece at the bottom like that. So you get the same concept, it's just a little different, okay? So let me glue this together. So I'm just going to glue across here. I just realized this is a shiny box, so that paper's not going to stick very good. So I'm just going to put a little bit of some Fabri-Tac glue. I'm going off the page a little bit because I decided that, yeah, I can come up just a little bit. Okay. Smoothing that out. Put some more glue down here. You like it on the brighter blue? Okay. I'll make you happy. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to trim this off, and then I can go to the sewing machine and stitch it in a moment, but we'll glue this one first. Or, I mean, yeah, we'll glue that one first. So I'm going to trim this. Save the scraps. Let's trim this. I'm trying to decide which way do I want to go. Okay. Okay. I'll just set this aside after I add some distress inks, and that'll dry, and then we can go sew it. So it makes it a tall skinny. Tall skinny. All right. So I'm going to try something. I added some water to this tacky glue because it was a turbo tacky glue and it was too thick to come out of this little bitty nozzle because I was trying to do just a small amount, and I think this might work. I may just end up refilling this bottle with just Aleene's regular tacky glue because this was turbo tacky. Well, it was too thick, so it was clogging up and not coming out. Okay, I like that. And I think he's upside down. He is. So we're going to do it this way. I don't think I need anything behind that piece of paper. You know, sometimes I'll put a piece of fabric, but I think that looks pretty good as it is. I don't think you need one more layer. Just had a tipsy turn last night. Okay, I don't know what that means. Staging your words. Oh dear. Too funny. Put that right here. Okay, I like that. All right. See, that's going to look good on there. All right, we're going to stitch around the outside edge and across here, and we'll end up putting another piece of paper on the back. So I guess what I need to do is get a piece of paper ready. I think this one would work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stitch this real fast off camera. All right, so I stitched it, and then I've got another book page here. I'll glue this to the back side of it. Tossy-turny. So you were all tossy-turny last night. Not sleeping well, huh? It was me a couple of days ago. I could not get comfortable. I think part of that's being sick. Doesn't help. Okay, so we're going to trim this one off. Save that. Okay, put that in there. All right, so now we're going to go back to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch all the way around. Bah! Need some good night sleeps. I understand that. Oreo, 2 nights ago, fell off the bed. He didn't make a noise. It was just kind of a thump. And I knew what had happened. He did not scream. He did not, act like he was hurt. Henry picked him up and petted him, and I think he even took him outside. But later in the day and yesterday, he okay, I got a mess going on here. He tried to pick him up, and Oreo was kind of yelping. So I think he bruised himself when he fell. Oh, I didn't get it. There we go. I like this automatic threader. It makes it so much easier. So we're trying to watch him really close, that he's bruised. He doesn't get off the bed on his own. He usually just stays at the foot of the bed and will whine when he's ready to get off. But I guess he was just shifting, and he just walked right off the bed on Henry's side. I know, it's kind of sad. Okay, so we got this piece. So there's the back with my little thread mess up. All right, let's add a stamp on here because we did it on the others. Okay. Down there. We could also stamp it on here. Let me see. Does it need it? I am going to stamp it on there. Here's what I'm going to do. Kind of come off from the edge. And then put this on top. So just added just a little bit to the background. All right, let's glue that down. So he's been doing pretty good today. I had the back door open. It's still open. I should have probably shut it, but the weather was just nice enough that it's not too cold out, that I thought, well, I'll leave the door open. And he's gone out several times. I'd go in the other room because that's off of our living room, and he would be sitting on our sofa, actually Henry's recliner, but anyhow. And then I'd go back through and he wasn't there, and I'm like, uh-oh, where'd he go? So then I'd go outside and I'd see him wandering around, and he'd gone all the way out the door by himself. Okay, I like that. All right, I think I want, how about Beautiful from the Beautiful Quartet? So these are the stamps, Beautiful. And I think I saw a label image. I think there was some blank ones. There's one. There's a blank one. If we were to put that down there with the word beautiful. Okay. Not again. I know it. Poor dog. All right. Okay. Stamp that right in there. So this is the blank label, or you can get it as a part of the Dragon Find Your Wings, I think it is, set. I like it. It's already got distress inks on it, so I'm just going to glue it down. Okay. I like it. All right, so this will go in here, and I'll put this one over here where it's peeking out behind. Okay, we didn't put anything on the back. I kind of like that little folio. So let's put a couple of journal pages in it. Why not? I just saw I had this piece, so I may back it with something else. And I know I saw, I've got this piece. That would be good. And you know, I need to use up some more scrapbook paper, so I think I'm going to see if I can grab a scrapbook pad that I have right here and find something that we can use. Yeah, we put a sofa at the foot of our bed, and we took off the feet off of that sofa so it was lower because of a different dog. And we've had it in there for years, but Oreo now, because he's got some growths on his backside, he can't get up there. He just can't. So we pick him up and put him up there, and he usually will then just let us know when he wants down. Okay, so I got some scrapbook paper and a book page. So I think what I want to do is trim this piece. So this would be, yeah. So I want it to be the same height here, but not quite. So that is just under 7. That way, it's a little bit shorter. And we've got a piece left over we can use somewhere else. And then if we go this way and make it just a little bit shorter, like so. Could save that and made a pocket, but I got this piece. So now I want to cut this piece, and I should have cut that smaller, but I may cut this exactly and then cut it down again. All right, so do I want the rusty looking? This is another page that I painted with Tattered Angels. Yeah, it was almost 70 degrees today. Yeah, we're having a nice warm spell today. All right, so I want it just a little bit shorter. I should have done this one first, but you know, hindsight 2020, as they say. Let's go this way. Okay. Okay. So this will be one page. And then this was going to be the next page. So I think I'm going to trim it down just a smidge. Just a smidge. See if that was enough. Fold this in half. And then this is going to go like that. And then I got this book page. I'm going to trim off this edge. I'm in the zone, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be below freezing really soon. It was just the flu. Yeah, the flu's bad this year. Okay, think like that. I just need to put something on the back side here. So, I thought I had, let's just get a mop-up page. I think that would work. Here's a mop-up page. Let's see if it's big enough to go this way. It is. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this together. Glue, glue, glue. Okay. Now if we want, we could go to the sewing machine and stitch around the edge. Okay, where's my bone folder? Okay. And now we've got writing surface. This was a heavy body acrylic paint mixed with some craft paint. So it has kind of a smoother texture to it. Okay, let's trim it. I'll save that for another day. I don't need this edge, so I'm just going to trim it off. Okay. Get rid of the pieces. Now, let's add some distress inks to that real fast. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's bad. It's like, I'm going to show you the real stuff. They also say that the new version of COVID, which I think they're calling the Kraken, that's what Henry was telling me, is really bad. And if you've had the other versions, then I don't know, you're not immune to this one because it's a whole different strain. All right. I kind of like this. What do you think? Kind of like that? And then this is going to go in here. So I'm just kind of lining it up. And I'm going to get my paper clips again. If I can find one, there's one. Oh, I see what's happened. I have a piece of fabric that was laying over my paper clip bin. All right. Okay. And like I did before, I'm going to fold this back and kind of mark that center. And then we're going to stitch on down the middle. What do you know? Yes, I do have several videos that show Franken pages, Ada. Yeah. And I showed you today. I mean, this is the same concept that I did today as a Franken page. All right, let's go to the sewing machine. So we're going to put it on straight stitch. I'm going to increase the stitch length and then stitch in the ditch. And come up, stitch in the ditch, and flip it around. Oh, I should have paid attention. I could have held my tie down. Okay. Main. Okay. Okay, so it's still an offshoot of the Omicron, which is bad. So, all right, so we could tie this shut now. And then you open it up. And we've got a pocket here with some goodies in it. And we've got a page that we can journal on. And another page. Now, if you wanted, you could add more pockets to the pages. And then we've got another little journal card there. How's that? Do you like it? Making some ephemera and making a little folio. I've got another folio here, so it already had pockets in it. So let's make some journal cards to go in it. Where is it? That's not it. Oh, here it is. All right, so this was what I started at the beginning of the live. I showed you adding the scrapbook paper and some coffee dye or Tattered Angels dyed paper, but we don't have anything in the pockets, front and back, and I didn't do any embellishments up here, so let's get some embellishments out again and see what we can do. No visitors until this stuff is going. You like it, Cricket? Thank you so much. I don't know, it's kind of big. Do I have something small? Oh, that's kind of pretty. If we were to put that in the corner. Maybe this one can go back here. We could put... I'm looking. I got a little dragonfly. That would look pretty on there. And this is just a little basket of flowers. I think that would look kind of good there. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to paper clip these together. Just to kind of help when I flip it back and forth, we can see it a little better. Flipping keyboard. That's odd because you really need those bucks. You're cracking me up, lady. Okay, so let's use the same stamp. We had it out here. All right, so I'm going to stamp it right here. I think I'm also going to stamp it on here. And then put that over it. Kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. And we'll stamp it from the top down. And maybe we won't use that one. I don't know. I change my mind sometimes. Let's see if I have a different dragonfly. This one might fit. I think that's better. I think that's better. What do you think? You like it, Robin? Well, thank you. Okay. So let's stamp this one. So we'll kind of come it from the bottom. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's get my little bitty glue that I've been using. I printed these calico collage images on some text weight paper. It's easier to cut out. It's thinner, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to whatever you're working on. That's one of the reasons. Costs less. You like it? I like it a lot. Well, good. I'm glad. Okay. So this is a project. I mean, like I said, you could sit and watch television and fussy cut some images, get those ready, then grab all of your mixed media papers, your leftover papers, and collage those in the Frankenpage fashion onto a book page. And then you could come back, if you used a big dictionary page, you could cut them down later and make them the size you want for the little folio slash, I don't know, I call it a folio because it's just got the 3 pieces of paper folded in half. Okay, I like that. So let's see what I've got in my stash of words. I like it. I like it. Minds were meant to be changed. I know, Julie. I quit living by listening to them all the time because it just causes anxiety. I mean, come on, people. Create the world you want to see. How about expect great things? How's that? All right, so this one needs some distress inks on it. Okay. Yeah, you know, take a cookie sheet. You can go to the dollar store and get a cookie sheet. I use these all the time. So I will lay papers in a cookie sheet and work out of that. And then I bought a long time ago for like $14 a lap desk, which is basically a piece of plastic, and it has a pillow on the backside of it. So when you put it on your lap, you can make it level. I use that a lot too, but the trays really help because things don't roll off of it. All right, let's add some glue. All right, so we need to make a couple of journal cards to go in here. Like so. Okay, already have something on the front. Okay, so let's see what I have here. I know that I saw some cards I already made, but apparently I keep moving. Oh, but I do have one of those. That's from the Amarillo Rose kit. And this is also from the Amarillo Rose. I thought I had some more. You know what? I just saw this piece of paper and this piece of paper, and it's not too tall. So what if we were to find a couple of pieces of gel prints? Let's see what I can find here. That's a bright color. Wouldn't that be a nice bright pop in the back there? So what I'm going to do, I don't think this is big enough. Okay, but I'll just cut a strip. So I'm going to cut off a straight edge here. And then I think I'll just cut this the same width. This was some scrapbook paper I had that had lines, so I thought, why not use that? So this is not super thick. If you have to have yours thicker, glue more paper in between. You know, you could glue a couple of book pages together to make it thicker. I think I kind of like that it's a little bit thinner. So I'll glue these together and we'll add that as another journaling spot. And we could add some stitches to it. Okay. Get my bone folder. That's kind of handy having the basket there. Let's try this again and see if I can make a habit of it. All right. So we got this piece. So I think what I need to do is add some distress inks to the edges, and then we'll go over to the sewing machine again. Hey, Marcia. Marcia. Is it Marcia? Not Marcia. Or is it Marcia and not Marcia? Because I don't read very well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, going around the edges. Okay, now I'm going to go around the edges and stitch it. Oh, the gremlin's up. He didn't nap very long. did it again. You may have to get him a cage. And say, you're in timeout, buddy. Teach him to sleep in a box. You can close the lid on it. Take an Amazon box and cut windows in it, but not big enough that he can get out. You know, basically make it look like a 4-pane little window. He can stick his paw out, but he can't get out. Make a little door. He can go in and out, and then you can trap him in there when you need to get him out of your hair. All right, so we stitched around that. So let's find something to put on the front here. And I just saw this, so I don't know. Would that work? Well, this is kind of a tag shape. But maybe what I can do is put something over that so it doesn't look like quite the tag. Maybe that's what we'll do. I got a piece of fabric. I got a piece of lace. Maybe a little piece of purple. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, so we're going to glue this piece down. So this one, since I'm not going to stitch it down, I'm just going to make sure that I put a nice amount of glue all over it. Put this down right about there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I like that. Close this up. Okay, so now I've got this little piece of lace. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue down. Okay. I'm trying to decide, do I want to ruffle that? I think I will. All right, kind of glued that down. Yeah, I'm going to ruffle it. So I'm going to put a bead of glue down. Okay, and then kind of put this in here. Hold it down for a moment in the glue. Okay. All right. So now it doesn't look like it's the tag at the top. So I'm just going to stitch across there real fast. Hopefully it's not too wet. There. So we got a little bit of a mess on the back, but you know, it's a junk journal. We could put, oh, hey, look at that. That fits perfectly. You like it? When kittens watch a screen, they're all looking at it. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, so I made that journal tag. I think we'll put it right here. And we've got this one here. So we need another little journal card or something. I just saw some papers. I have just a piece of cardstock. I got this piece. We could glue it to where it has a little bit of a border around it. Okay, so this is 2.5 inches, so I'm going to do it at 2 1/4. Put that back in here, and then this is 3.5 inches, so I'm going to do it at 3 1/4. And then that can go on here. And maybe what we can do is get another floral image and glue that on there. Get rid of the pieces. All right. Glue it together. I'm going to glue it down and then I can add the distress to the other side. So it can be drying. And then I can go to the sewing machine and stitch it down. Just smoothing that out. And let's do this side. Okay. Okay. So we're going to stitch around this outside edge. Yay! All right, I need a drink. All right, stitching. Okay. I'm concentrating. That's why I'm not talking. That, and I'm trying not to cough as much. And my throat gets dry. All right. Let's go back over here. What? What am I doing? Yay! All right, am I missing something? Oh, there it is. Poke, poke. No, it was way up there. I couldn't see it. Y'all get in on the raffle. Okay, I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to finish this one. And, ooh, that might look good right there. I've got 2 more folios that I can make pockets for. I think that's what we'll do next, is make pockets until we need to get out of here. Linda, 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 I got it, I got it, I got it. All right, just gonna put some glue down. I'm glad I thought of this idea today to water down this turbo tacky glue. It's so much easier to use. And I don't put too much glue down on this thinner paper. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. we're going to give away this little placemat and these little acetate mason jars, little jars that you can use that were given to me by Jennifer, the Mrs. Edmondson. So if you haven't already got in the raffle, do so now. And then what we're going to do is I've got some mini journals I want to give away. Okay. So let's pick a winner of this little goodies. All right, let's pick a winner. And the winner is Marcia. Hello. Okay. I don't know if I have your mailing address. And again, I didn't see, was it Marcy or Marcia? So I apologize. If you would, please go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, please do so, and then use the contact me form and say, hey Linda, this is who I am over on on YouTube, and I won, so here's my mailing address, and I will get those sent out to you. All right, let's go back over here. Marcia. Okay, thank you, Marcia. Yes, you won this placemat and these little acetate jars. I'll mail those to you. Marcia. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're going to reset. Yes. And we're going to put mini journal. And this is for everybody. There's no limit as far as who can be in here. I've got several mini journals here, so I'll give away a couple of them here at the end. These are some that I made during a live stream a while back, and they're just simple little journals. I've got a few pages inside of them, scrapbook paper, graph paper, book page, notebook paper, so they just kind of really simple little journals. You're very welcome. What? Oh, okay. So we're going to give away a couple of those. So here's a little journal card. I think we need a little word on here. So let's see if I've got some already made. I may not. Ba. Do we want that? No. Oh, here we go. If I can get a hold of it. It went under the tabs in the box, so I can't get a hold of it. Okay, there we go. How about that? Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's glue that down. That. So use a gel print in the background, and then we can take the paper clip out, set that aside, and then this is one I made last night. Basically, I just collaged the papers down. I used the unicorn image. This time I had a piece of blue, kind of turquoisey colored paper, and I put a piece of fabric in a doily and then the ribbon. And then I made little mixed media pockets for the inside. And then I showed you at the beginning adding the pages. So what I'm going to do is just tie this shut and set it to the side. All right, come on. All right, now I'm going to have issues. Come on. Well, I didn't get it tied very tight, but I got it tied. All right, so these two are done. So I'm going to set those over here. Put these back in the box. Okay. Fluffy, that's your unicorn, Julie Robbins. Or God, I can't get your name out, Margie. All right, so we need pockets for this one. So what can I use for pockets? I was trying to see what else I had in my, I try to organize and get everything put together, but, it doesn't always work out exactly the way that I plan. I see something that I may want to use, though. I think I like that. All right, pardon me as I blow my nose. Ah, my goodness, it's messy. Ah! All right, get some Germex. Decided to be using one of my journals. Whoop, whoop! Okay. Now this is only one thickness of a book page, so I'm going to grab one of my books of book pages that I rip out. Stay. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm going to glue it together. So that'll make it a little bit thicker. So if you're trying to make a pocket and you've got book pages, but they're just not thick enough, well, glue them together. Okay. All right, I think what I want to do is trim this to be a 2-inch strip. And then I'm going to glue it down to this piece, which will make it sturdier. And we'll turn it into a pocket. So I'm just going to line it up with the edge that's folded. Smooth it out. Go on the back side so I don't risk moving that paper. All right, so I'm just going to trim off this excess paper. Uh-oh. He's got to wait. He wants his food now. Okay. So I think 4 inches. Let's see how big this piece is. Is it 9? It's right at 9. We could do 4 1/4. Let's do 4 1/4. So there's 1, and then we'll do 4 1/4 again. This is a mixed media page that I made. I did some stamping, stenciling, and then stamping. I can't remember if I did a gel print first and then did some stamping over in paint. So I think what I want to do is make those into pockets. So we're going to do a zigzag stitch around the outside edge. But I'm going to add some distress inks to it first. Okay. I have seen an ugly cat. Alrighty. I've seen ugly dogs too. Okay. So we're going to stitch around those and then we'll glue those down as pockets. What do you think? Kind of gives us some bright color. Mm-hmm. All right, we're trying to hurry up and do this. See if I can make a couple more journal cards to go in here. I'll wait on putting the pages in. I'll do them when I'm done with the live streams because you've now seen me do it twice. So you should have the ideas of how to put them in there. And I know I call these a folio, but they could be a little journal, a simple journal. Sometimes it's nice to have a smaller companion journal that you can write in or rip the paper out of. Stitching, just a stitching away. Okay. Okay. What do you think? Put those there. All right, I'll glue these down and then I'll see if I can find some more papers to turn into journal cards. Stamp the corners. And I think we're going to get done a little bit early, if I can hurry. Okay, put that right here. I like it. All right, since I got the same stamp out here, I'm just going to use the leaves and berries again to stamp kind of coming down the edge. There. And we'll look at some papers. See what I can find. That's a little basket. Maybe something a little different. Maybe that one over there. I don't know if I want to put the basket on there. I may save that. Maybe we'll put some more words. Okay, let's glue those down. I keep grabbing this one when I want this one. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing some ideas of using your mixed media papers. I've used some direct to paper where I stenciled and painted book pages. I've used some gel prints. I've used some digital copies of gel prints. We've used some mop-up papers. And I didn't want to make a bunch of mop-up papers and gel prints and whatnot because I've done so many in the past. So I'm hoping that, you know, you can take these ideas, and if you're curious about how to make a gel print, I've got some gel print videos, or you can look for some of my mixed media videos on making the direct to paper. Okay, I like that. Okay, so what do we want to put inside the pockets? I thought I had some more already made. I do have that, but I think it might be too big. I can trim it though. Maybe I can fold it in half. I've moved stuff around, and I know I have some ready-made journal cards somewhere, but for the life of me at the moment, I can't find them. I do have this little tag. This is a little garment tag that I covered, so I think that could go in there. This is one of Norella's images, so let's put that there. I think we'll fold this one in half. Get it smoothed out. Okay. See, that would fit in there. Oh, this is a sticker that is on a piece of cardstock. I think I'm just going to put that there. What else do I have here? Oh, here's a journal card I made a while back. And that was one of Norella's, actually it's mine, it's the Dancing Dragonflies. And I told my computer to print the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper as a 4 by 6 photo. So I got these much smaller images, and then you can cut them up. Okay, I think we'll put that in there. I like that. And then I'll add some pages to that, and I'll have a little folio. I need to put something on the front. Okay, let me tie this off. We'll add some journal pages to it another time. Y'all, in the raffle, I'm going to give away a couple of these little mini journals. And I did it again. I don't know why I'm having problems. Usually what I do is I hold it in my lap, so let me just do that. Because I'm suspending it in the air, and so I can't quite get my fingers where I want. Oh well, good enough. All right, so let's put something on the front, and then let's pick a winner, and then we'll look at the others that I made. I did use the word journal on another one like this, so I'm thinking I'm going to do it again. It's okay to repeat yourself. See you later, Julie. Thanks for coming by. You love the colors, blues and purples. Thank you, Marcia. Let's put that one right here. Okay, y'all into the raffle if you haven't already for the little mini journals. All right, so here's some that I made. Same concept. This one doesn't have pockets in it yet, but it's using the same Franken-Page type papers where I glued them to a book page. And then here's two more that I made, and these have pages in them. So this one, I just took some scrapbook paper, a mop-up paper, and a page that I painted with Tattered Angels Glimmer Miss. And then in the pockets, I made a little journal card. So this was a gel print that wasn't the prettiest gel print. So this is where you can use them as a background. Maybe it has just enough of a hint of a color that when you cover it and leave it as a border, it looks pretty good. And then this was a piece of scrapbook paper that happened to have lines, so I just used it on the back and added the fabric. This is one of Norella's images. This as well as the dragonfly. Did some rubber stamping. And then over here in this pocket, I've got a gel print on a piece of cardstock and rubber stamped and one of Norella's images. And this is from the Amarillo Rose kit. I just thought it'd be kind of pretty to pop that down in there. And then this one, it's for mini journals. I'm giving away a bunch of mini journals. Thank you, Florida lady. And then this one, I use the pocket with some faux alligator paper that's kind of a plasticky feel, and then I used a gel print over the top of it and then put the word journal, and then Norella's images and rubber stamps. And then I made a little journal card out of, this was a piece of a box that I covered with gel print and a mixed media page. This is one of Norella's unicorns that she has. So if you like her digital images, go check that out. And this was a page where I had rolled off my brayer onto a book page. So it's got some writing space. It kind of gets you that cool texture in the background. This is a Moppet paper that I put on the other side, so you would have writing space on the back side. You could flip the page over and brayer on the other side. That's something you could also do. Scrapbook paper. This was a Tattered Angels dyed paper that I made. And then over here, the journal card was another one of my, I call it my Moppet gel prints, where I clean up the edges, and then I went back in and I painted with Tattered Angels in the voids, so it just kind of gives it this cool texture. This is Norella's Dragonflies, and this is a rubber stamp that says "Don't forget to fly." Okay. Okay. So everybody can get in on this last raffle. So what I'm going to do is show you these little mini journals that I made a while back. And I'm going to pick a couple of winners. So y'all get in on that raffle. And then what I'll do is I'll say, which one do you want? Or I'll pick for you. Okay. I was just tying those shut so I can get them out of the way. I think these turned out really cute. So I just got 2 of them that I need to finish. So I made 4 today. I think that's pretty good. All right, so these were some little mini journals that I made. I used some scrapbook cardstock. I used some of Norella's images. You've got some of my gel prints. I layered some images on there. The inside pages are just really simple. Just stacked together, and I did do a pamphlet stitch, so these are hand sewn on there. So there's some bling. So this is a little lady with a butterfly. My thoughts linger here. So these are some roses with, let's say roses with bugs. And again, it says my thoughts linger here. This one is some cheesecloth on a label pattern that I made. I have a stencil that makes this shape. And I had stenciled some paper and cut those out. And I decided, well, I better use them. This is one of Norella's images here. And then rubber stamped on the front. And that Tattered Angels is what I used to color the cheesecloth. And then this one has a laser cut rose that I painted gold on the front. And then rubber stamped. I just kept this one pretty simple. This is my new, what is this called? Cone? No, this one's called Flax rubber stamp. And it's got some bling. I watercolored it with watercolor pencils. One of Norella's images. And it says, don't forget to fly. And this is one of my gel prints here and here. This is a Beeline Designs butterfly. And then this is my Stories My stamp. The flashcard, I think you would call that. Or practice card. Is from Norella Calico Collage. And then another one of her little Polaroid butterflies, gel print, book page. And then here is a couple of Norella's images, some bling, some lace. It's got it all. So I'm going to kind of lay these out. And I'll pick a couple of winners. You may not be able to see all of these in the... Maybe you can if I do it like that. So maybe I should number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I need to put numbers on them? So you could tell me you want number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. How's that sound? So I will get a piece of paper ready so I can write down your name. Where's my pen? Where's the pen I like? There it is. Okay, you ready? So I'm going to pick a couple of winners here. The first winner I'm going to pick, tell me which one you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And the first winner is Ada. Ada, which one do you want? So I'm going to type Ada. So I'll put your name with it. I'll finish writing the note. And if she's not here, then I'll just pick one. Margie says, I will take them all. Thank you so much. Veronica, thank you. Hey, Amanda Dawn, how are you, lady? I hope you are well. You came just as we're getting ready to get off here, Ladybug. I'll give Ada just a little bit longer. She may have had to step away. Pick a number. Yay, Ada. I'm going to go ahead and pick another person. So just be thinking about which one you want. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Okay. This one goes to Ada. All right. So, yay! So I'm going to pick the next person. Margie! Which one did you want? Margie! All right. So I wrote Margie down. Y'all want me to do one more? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's gone. 6, 7, 8. Good choice, Ada. Number 1. All right, Margie wants number 1. All right, I'm going to pick one more just because I'm feeling generous. And that winner is Julie. And she's already gone, I think. She may be sticking around. I'll give her just a moment in case she is still here or she said she had to go. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate your support, hanging out with me. I hope you're inspired to create. You know, get in your stash and figure it out. Oh, lag in the video. We got it. We got it. All right. Oh, you wanted number 2. I'm sorry, Marcia. I picked 3. Next week, I think I'm going to do some more kind of this smaller little journals. You like those ideas? Kind of the folio, but the smaller little journals are just, I don't know, a little bit quicker to make. Kind of make them eclectic. I may add some digital papers to them. What else? I am going to be doing a video that is finishing or completing UFOs, completing unfinished objects. So be on the lookout for that. And I've got a couple of tutorials that I've edited, but now I've got to post them to the website and get them on YouTube. So those will be coming as well. Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment on this video, especially after we're done, letting me know what you thought about today or if you have questions about today. If you're watching this as a replay, I'd love to have your feedback as well. If there is a theme or journal kit of calico collage that you would like to see me work on in the future, let me know so if I can get it downloaded and printed and prep it by finding the stuff that I have in my stash that goes with it. Thank you so much, Janice. I do have an order that's going to be going out to several people this week. So if I have questions or if you have questions about your order, I'm going to be working on it this week, and you can feel free to hit me up at lindaisrael.com. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off of here and take some more medication because it's been long enough that I think they've wore off and my nose is starting to run again. So I need some more antihistamine. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and hanging out with me. It means so much to me that you take the time to be a part of my live stream, and I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Have an amazing week. Do something creative and share it with somebody else. Share some love with someone else. A little bit of kindness goes a long way, and you know, if we're kind to one person anytime that we interact with them, that may be the day that they will in turn be kind to someone else, and it's just going to spread like wildfire. All right, y'all take care. Lots of love to everybody. Bye, everybody. Night and good morning to some. Bye-bye.